Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by again on such short notice. We are back with another quick edition of IDP. Today we have some new heavy shoegaze slash psych rock slash drone type stuff. We have some indie pop slash dark post-punk, some fuzzy indie pop, and some dream pop. We are getting things back to normal here after all the drama and excitement of the last week or so. I do still stink, I would say, pretty bad. I think that's to be expected. Yeah, so definitely help yourself, grab an ice cold beer. Maybe you want to double fist some meat stick, and let's get started. Okay, first up we have what I believe is the third full-length release from a trio out of Sydney, Australia. They are called Grinding Eyes, which I believe is, they took their name from like an old B movie, from an old European B movie. Their new album is titled Out of Focus, and it's out on Poison City Records and Little Cloud. This is kind of shoegaze. It's pretty heavy shoegaze. It has a lot of shoegaze influences, I would say, but it also has a fair bit amount of psychedelic rock, drone rock, garagey noise rock. It's like heavy squalling guitars, very driving rhythm section. Definitely has some krautrock elements mixed in as well. All of this, but it's still melodic, even with this kind of wide-ranging kind of oral assault sound that they have going. Can maybe hear a bit of something like maybe early Swerve Driver. This is probably heavier than that would be. The album's only 8 tracks. It's like maybe around 35 minutes, if I'm remembering correctly. It does occasionally, as you listen to the album, it occasionally takes some somewhat experimental turns. I'd say the vocals are very varied. Mostly, I don't know that you can tell what's being sung. But I would say if you are into or looking for some kind of heavier shoegaze, noisy, neo-psychedelic rock, this one is worth checking out for sure. Once again, the name of the band is Grinding Eyes out of Sydney, Australia, and their third LP is titled Out of Focus. All right, next up we have the second full-length release for a band out of London. They're a 5-piece band. They're called Index for Working Music, and music with a K. And this LP is titled Which Direction Goes the Beam? And it's out on Tough Love. We did talk about the debut release from Index for Working Music when that one came out. This one is similar, but a little bit different. Maybe a little bit more accessible versus that first one. This is somewhat experimental or a little bit out there, I would say. Indie pop with like dark post-punk elements, has a lot of unusual arrangements, uses some found sound or what seems like found sound. Again, neo-psyche, so it's a little psychedelic, a little melancholy as well. Uses unusual time signatures, Has horns, piano, has the boy-girl vocal harmonies. It is some amount of kind of mildly jangly guitars on there as well, and a fair bit of like electronics. The band features, and I believe was formed by Max Oscarnold. I'm probably saying wrong. He was in the band we've talked about here before called Proper Ornaments. It also features Natalia Bruno, who releases electronic music under the name Drift. I think this is one you kind of need to be in the right frame of mind to kind of soak it in. Like it's not something that you put on and go fold laundry. It's just gonna pass you by, I guess. For me, I'd say it's maybe a little bit uneven. Some of the songs work better for me than others, but I still think it's probably a worthwhile listen to somebody that's interested in this kind of thing. And it is probably one that I need to sit with for a bit and come back to it to reevaluate later. Okay, so yeah, once again, out of London, the band is called Index for Working Music, music with a K, and the album is titled Which Direction Goes the Beam?
Living nothing at all. DFB boys, DFB boys.
Right now we have the latest from a band, I think Bristol-based band or Bristol-based quartet. They're called Jetstream Pony, and this is their second proper full-length LP, although they did release a kind of mini LP back in 2021. This one is titled Bowerbirds and Blue Things, and it's out on Spinout Nuggets and Shelflife Records. Jetstream Pony features Beth Arzi of bands Aberdeen, the Luxembourg Signal, Trembling Blue Stars, and others. It also features Sean Charman, I think if I'm saying that right, of The Wedding Present, Pop Guns, etc. And also Carrie Betcher, which I'm also probably saying wrong, of Turbo Cat. I'm a big fan of this band. I really did enjoy that self-titled debut from the year 2020. Great year, wonderful year 2020. This is fuzzy indie pop with a bit of jangle and a bit of dream pop as well. Yeah, maybe some like power pop, a little bit of post-punk mixed in as well. I would say this album took me a few listens to really absorb. It did not grab me in the same way that self-titled debut did, but I still am enjoying this one quite a bit myself. I'd say I like Beth's vocals. She's the primary vocalist on the album, but they're very she's very almost deadpan style of singing that may or may not work for everyone. I like it, but may not work for some. Could be a deal breaker. This album is one I'm sure I'll be listening to more in the upcoming months. Again, the name of the band is Jetstream Pony, and their second proper full-length release is titled Bowerbirds and Blue Things.
Purely for the sake of it.
All right, so Miki Berenyi of Lush and Piroshka and other things is back now with a new group, a new trio called the Miki Berenyi Trio. Features Moose, aka Kevin McKillop, who's her partner, who is also in Piroshka, the kind of indie super group Piroshka. And on here joined by Oliver Scherer on bass. Yeah, so this is the debut release under the name or under the group Miki Berenyi Trio. It's titled Tripla and it's out now on Bella Union Records. I'm a huge fan of Lush. I'm a really big fan of Miki's as well. Also really dug like the two recent Piroshka records I really liked. So I was very excited to hear this full length. I did not listen to, I think there was some singles and maybe a short or maybe an EP. I did not listen to those and the singles that were leading up to the release of this album I did not listen to. So I listened to it as an album for my first taste of this new group. It's atmospheric dream pop with a fair bit of electronics and keyboards. Miki's vocals continue to sound great. I think I might very well be in the tank for Miki's voice. I've just really heard the vocal style and the sound of her voice really appeals to me. But I am enjoying this album quite a bit. Maybe the second half hasn't grown on me as much as the first half. And there's definitely some standout tracks, but still I think overall very good. I don't think a longtime fan will be disappointed in this album. It's ethereal, hooky dream pop with a few diversions on the album as well. It is different to Piroshka, but I wouldn't say it's hugely different. Definitely some of the songs have similar vibes as you'd probably expect. I guess possibly more upfront electronics in certain parts of the album versus Piroshka. Anyway, if you're a fan, you haven't checked this one out yet, definitely one you're gonna wanna check out. That album is called Tripla, Tripla, and this is under the name the Miki Berenyi Trio out on Bella Union.
Skeletons of